Hello and welcome to Dropzone Commander. We are today playing the demo mission, and we have the very new and not really fully painted Resistance. Yes, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be the first demo match that I'm gonna, face them. And actually the first match for you as well, right?
Yes.
Today we have Stefan with us. He's gonna play Resistance in this game.
The Power Gamer Sweden on Hawk Forum. Slorp.
Hello, my name is Linus, and I don't yet have an account on the Hawk Forum because I'm not allowed. Apparently, they have some troubles there. I'm gonna play Scourge because, pretty much I do hate the Scourge. We have 3 buildings in the middle. One of each contains 1 objective. First activation, Scourge. I rolled fly low and I put myself behind the building ready for the take of 2 buildings. And
I activated the heavy tanks and lift talk took 2 DPs on the building on the right flank.
second activation, Scourge. Hunters in the Marauder moving longer than half and hides behind that building by flying low.
Yeah, the second activation for the Resistance is the AA. First time with the hovercraft, and it drove in 10 and it shot at the building and took 2 DPs, and they are staying inside.
Scourge, third activation, anti-air moves in. They move in, take position behind this house in anticipation that they will not be seen by the tanks over at that side, and be ready to fire next turn.
Resistance activation 3, infantry, and they drop 1 Jackson. Sneaky. And a missile on the building, taking 2 DPs.
First activation, second turn, Scourge. Anti-air is activated and moves in cover behind the middle objective.
First activation, second turn, Resistance hovercraft, and disembarking the gun wagons.
Second turn, second activation, Scourge. Marauder goes into the middle and no reaction fire. Dumps the whole squad in the middle and, we don't know, left or right.
Second activation for the Resistance, that little Jackson drove forward, and the lift hawk moved to the other side, to the left flank, with 2 squads of infantry.
Third activation, second turn, Scourge, to avoid the reaction fire of those bad bastards who apparently has 18 inches range.
Third activation, and now the heavy tanks. Tanks shot at the building, and lift hawk shot at the building, so 7 DP on that building. And lift hawk's AA gun shot at the Marauder, inflicted 2 damage points.
First activation, third turn, Scourge. A lot happened this turn. Scourge won the initiative and decided to go first. Why? Scourge moved up with 3 hunters and moved up with the Marauder and sustained a lot of reaction fire from the Resistance. What happened?
I shot with the lift hawk, it did nothing. I shot with 1 gun wagon, it did nothing. I shot with the second gun wagon, did nothing. And the third gun wagon got hit and took 1 DP, so it went down. But it was 8 shots.
Exactly, 8 shots to bring 1 Marauder down. That's a lot of fire. The plan was to take out this Jackson over here, but the only hunter that missed was, of course, the one for the Jackson. But I got 1 DP of one of the trucks out, and I got one truck killed as well as anti-air. So he has only 2 gun wagons left, and they have both shot this turn, so I can move around basically freely on the board.
First activation turn 3 for the Resistance. Gun wagons is embarking on the hovercraft. Hovercraft tried to shoot one of the hunters and missed.
Second activation turn 3 Scourge. The rapiers move up to the right to cover for the infantry who haven't moved yet, in hope to get some reaction fire so he can't get into the buildings or actually hinder him to get into one of them. And the Marauder goes trying an attempt to fly low, which he succeeds with, apparently. He's now flying low and do not crashes, but gets a shot away from the Jackson, hits it, but does nothing.
Second activation for Resistance. Heavy tanks moved up and lift up, moved up and shot at the rapists, and they only took out 1.
Third activation, third turn. Infantry moves up to the buildings. The Marauder flies fast and goes for the Jackson.
Third activation, infantry battle group. That Jackson moved up here. Try to launch a grenade on the hunter, missed. And real action. Here. Lift hawk moved up. Reaction fire from the 2 rapists, and they missed. And the Jackson moved up to the building, and it's 2 infantry squads in that building now.
Scourge, turn 4, won the roll-off again, yee! And first activation, of course, the hunters. They did some overkill damage on one of the, I don't know the name of those.
Hannibals.
Hannibals, yeah, of course, the Hannibal.
First activation for Resistance turn 4, and it's some power gaming stuff going on here. Lift hawk moved up and crashed on 2 rapists. Yeah, and it take 1 rapist with him in the crash. The Hannibal did nothing on the other one, so it's still 1 rapier left in the game.
Fourth turn, second activation, Scourge. The Reaper moves up and shots 2 DPs on the, what's the name of those?
Lift hawk.
Lift hawk. That's a good score actually. And over here the Jackson died, and apparently it crashed so hard so one of the infantry bases died as well. So it's looking a little bit up for the Scourge right now. But the Resistance has some actually good chance of getting an objective out, or at least keeping it. We'll see what happens.
Second activation for Resistance. 1 squad find an objective and embarked on a lift hawk. The Jackson and the lift hawk try to shoot out the rapier and did nothing against it. So it's still in the game, and the lift hawk have 2 DPs left.
Scourge activation, infantry goes into the main building in the middle, and infantry goes into the left building. Marauder moves up, tries to do some damage on the Hannibal, does nothing.
Third activation for the Resistance. Hovercraft managed to kill 1 hunter, and air guns from the wagons did 2 DPs on the dropship. CQB here, the 1 squad of infantry died from the 3rd squads of warriors. Here the second, and the 2 squads of infantry shot at the middle building, taking 2 DPs and 3 DPs on the infantry inside. Lift hawk tried to shoot the rapiers first, but missed, and the rapier missed the reaction fire, and the Jackson disembark And the Resistance have 2 VPs because they extract the objective.
First activation, turn 5 of the Scourge. Chooses to activate infantry. Infantry moves up and shoots at that one. That Hannibal and does nothing. They search for the objective, doesn't find it, and the Marauder tries to make a run for it, but gets
shot on by gun wagons. It only have 1 DP left, so 1 hit and 1 DP. And it crashed on the building and inflicted 1 DP on that.
Yeah. And these ones haven't done anything because they was in CQB.
Activated the heavy battle group, and it's only 1 Hannibal left. But that Hannibal shoot down 1 hunter, and he shot with his machine gun on the infantry on the mini building, inflicted 1 DP, and that's it.
Last activation, turn 5. Scourge Hunters does nothing.
Last activation for the Resistance. Gun wagons embark on the hovercraft. Hovercraft tries to shoot at the big middle building, but miss.
And I was lying before. Last activation on the Scourge is the Reapers, and he moves. He have reaction 5 before, so he can't fight. End activation. Scourge wins roll off on the last turn and activates infantry, searches to both buildings but doesn't find anything. So Resistance wins because they got 1 objective off the table. What's interesting about this game is that you could actually see that it's kind of experienced players playing a demo match because everybody was afraid to go into the buildings in the very early of the game and tried to catch a lot of it in the last of the game when none of the players had a little effect of trying to get down the buildings and stuff like that. So it's, you can totally tell that it's 2 experienced players playing. Although I have never played the Scourge before and he haven't played the Resistance before, it's kind of, you don't really know what to do and you don't really know the range and stuff of them, but you try what you can. We have some actually mistakes made. I let one side go totally, and that's why he kind of won. Tried to gun out his lift hawk, and I did not succeed with that. So it actually was a close game, but well, yeah, good play, Resistance.
Thank you.
What did you make for mistakes?
I dropped the Jackson too early. But I don't know if it was good or bad, because I made you go with 1 infantry squad that way, so I could go inside this building with 2 infantry squads. So I think it was the right way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. If I would have succeeded, killed it off the first or the third turn as I wanted, I think. And that is if and buts, but this is actually, if I actually succeeded to kill it, I would have been able to rethink my strategy a little bit. So I failed that, and then I had to kind of go with it and still try to kill it. So my hunters would have been on the other place. My plan was actually to demolish that building when he got into it, but I was too far away, so I couldn't really do what I wanted. And that's a thing that I need to think about for next time, to kind of roll around in the middle to make the options of going either right or left all the time. Okay, end of the game. Good game.
One thing, I really like AA wagons. They have 2 shots, energy 6, but they hit on 2+, so they're really good actually.
Yeah, really good reaction fire as well, because that's reaction fire on force, and then that's 6 shots, which is a lot, and it's actually the same as the Scourge, but they have a range of 18, so that's a really good point.
Yeah.
We also found out some other really cool stuff in this game, that this special move that you could actually not move off with your lift hawk, because your lift hawk is kind of important for the rest of the game. So, or dropship in general. You only have to drop off the people inside it. So that's actually, a lot of people are not taking the bigger ones because they favor the small ones because they're faster, but the bigger ones actually, when you're extracting, they can drop off, especially with the lift hawk here. It has a lot of firepower, anti-air gun and stuff like that, so you can drop off the, what's that?
Jackson.
The Jackson, actually,
And
so
then,
it rolls
roll
off the table, and then you still have your lift hawk on the table, able to do whatever you want. So if you do that early in the game, you will still have your lift hawk in the game and be able to move around with it for a couple of turns as you wait for the reserves to return. So you don't actually have to go off with the table.